Sometimes when you have no time, this is the look that you get. So this is my makeup from day to night. First off, I just wipe off my lips. This particular lip color completely stained my lips, but I'll show you how to completely fix that. Right now, I only literally have eyeliner, mascara, and brows, and then the face. So I'm starting off with a kohl pencil. This one is Costa Riche by MAC. This is the color that I used on my waterline, but you can't really tell at this point. So what I did was draw all over my lid, and then I took a fluffy brush. It's ideal to use synthetic because it's going to blend a little bit better. And so I'm kind of just spreading the top part of that. Try not to completely blend over the color because then you're just going to erase it, but dab over it like I'm showing you. So it's not going to be completely perfect because it's a creamy product, so it might not blend like a powder would, but this is how I did it. And then I'm taking a bronzer. It's just the face bronzer that I'm using. It's from Tarte, and I'm taking that with a fluffy brush and transitioning that color. You could do this part first, but I just did the opposite. Really, it doesn't matter as long as you get the same result. So I'm blending that on the top part of the eyes. Then I'm just going to do the same thing with the other eye. This is ideal for if you're kind of doing a day to night. Let's say you're like working in an office or you have a daytime event that you're doing, but you want to switch it up to a nighttime event. You can literally bring these things in your purse and it's not like starting all over, especially with the eyes. I used to do this all the time when I used to work in the West Loop and it was just perfect. So I'm just blending this out. So now what I did is I took some of my face powder. This has some color to it, and I'm literally brushing all over on top of my highlight, on top of my blush, my bronzer. I just wanted to have like a steady, flat coat of surface to work on because I wanted to add on. This is totally okay to do. It's just not a big deal. And then I added my bronzer back. So if you ever have like a part where like maybe you put too much blush or something, you can always add a powder on top. So hopefully that helps you guys. But now I'm just putting bronzer all over my face, just trying to add the color back into my complexion, especially with the smoky eye. Sometimes it gets drowned out. I'm also adding a coat of mascara on the bottom and top lashes. I've already had this mascara on for a few hours, so it didn't completely um, do that anything different. It just added that coat on top of the powders that landed on my lashes. So this blush is a shimmery one and it's a little bit more on the mauve tone. It looks better in the nighttime because it's a little bit deeper. And now with my eyebrow powder, I'm using that on the brows just to kind of add some more life back into them throughout the day. Sometimes my brows tend to um, kind of dissolve into thin air. So it's always a good idea to just restructure your brows. It does make a big difference with making your look a little bit more complete and a little bit more finished. The one thing I will say that I used to not do is clean the brows. Actually, I'm not going to do that right now. But first, I'm going to use a little bit of concealer on the inner parts of the corners just to make sure that the eyes are bright enough in there. I just use my fingers with this and I just blend it down. I use a tiny bit so that it doesn't completely, um, blend too far down. Now that my concealer is done, I can go on to the highlight, and this particular one I'm using is Opal from Becca. It's a really, really nice one. I love a really shiny cheek, especially at nighttime, because there's just a different lighting that happens at night, like especially street lights and restaurant lights. It just kind of looks really good against really high shine highlighters. So this is why I'm using this guy. And then what I did is I added a very thick lash. But first, while I added glue, I'm doing the bottom. This is another thing too. If you're wanting a smoky eye, I totally encourage you to, first of all, add some eyeliner in the waterline, but secondly, drag it down and blend it down. This is what makes a smoky eye look more sultry and more kind of just smoky, because if you just keep it on the top, it looks very uneven, it doesn't look finished, and it just looks a little bit sexier, I think. Now I'm going to add my lashes. I didn't add any eyeliner because it's nighttime and because a lot of the lights are going to be a little dim anyways, you can totally cheat this and not be perfect, but I try to get it as perfect as possible anyways. So I just wanted to make sure that they stayed on really well, and they're pretty heavy and dramatic, but I'm going to wait for them to fully dry before I curl them. Now I'm going to add that concealer like I was talking about. Okay, this makes a huge difference with your brows. It makes them look so much more crisp, but it's also important to keep the concealer your concealer color. But you would be able to see the difference. Hopefully I get a good shot of it. Will I show it? Will I show it? Will I show it? Yeah, just make sure that you blend it down with your finger or a different brush, but I like a really crisp one. And then do the same thing on the other brow. But I've been liking doing this lately. I always remember to do it on my clients, but I never remember to do it on myself, which is so weird. I think now I'm getting the hang of it and I'm finally remembering often. So it's just a really fun thing that I like to do now. Yay! Just to add some finishing spray, I put on, I think it's the L'Oreal one. Yeah, the L'Oreal one all over my face just to kind of like get my face nice and good. And then I just added some powder over my lips because my lips were very stained. I just thought this might be perfect because I didn't want to keep scrubbing. I'm using Stone Lip Liner on my lips. This one is from MAC. It has a purplish hue to it, and I think with the lipstick that I chose, it went really well. It's just an interesting thing. I mean, it could have been any kind of brown color and it would have been fine, but I was just trying to play with stuff that I don't normally pull out. And with this liquid lipstick by NYX, I really like these. These are so comfortable on the lips, and I knew I was going to eat anyways, so it would rub off and it would be fine. This one is in Sandstorm. There's another color that's really, really great. It's called Soft Spoken. It's a little bit deeper than this, which is one of my favorites, but I kind of wanted a nude, like a nuded out lip. So that's pretty much it, but now it's just some final touches. I made sure to take an eyeliner and I pulled that into my inner eyeliner just to make the eyelashes look more finished and complete. Otherwise, it looks like it's like almost good, but not all the way there. Then I get very close to them just to clamp them together, not really to curl the lashes, but just to get them close to each other as possible and to kind of have them flip upwards in case they start dragging down. Another thing to do when you do this especially is to fill the upper waterline. This is the black one called Smolder from MAC, and I think it makes a huge difference when you do this, especially with the waterline, because it just like there's like a weird skin gap that looks strange if you don't do this part. But I hope you guys liked it. This is definitely a look that I did from day to night. This was a real shot of me doing it, which is why I looked really frustrated at the beginning. I hope you guys learned something with this one and hopefully take some tips whenever you have to rush and do a makeup from maybe not the very beginning, but at least refreshing a makeup that you already have. Bye, guys. I'll see you next time.